Hello and welcome to this lesson. On today, I'm going to take you through the grand staff and show you some signs that you need to pay attention to. Because as someone who is reading music, some people pick up a piece of music and they read through. They only know some things that they know. Other things that is going on in that piece of music, someone else has to be updating them or telling them that this is actually what is happening, which is not supposed to be. Once you pick up your piece of music, from the very beginning to the very end of it, you should know what is happening there. You're supposed to be aware of what is the start and what is the finish. Now, when you pick up a music score is read like a book. And on the music score, you may have something that is going horizontally. You may have other things that are going vertically. Some different signs pops up from point to point, and you need to start getting aware of them from the very beginning. Now I'm going to be showing you different things, and if you watch the screen, you'll be seeing me display some of those things on the screen. For example, let's get started from the beginning of a grand staff. There is brace. What does brace do, or what does it show? Brace holds the top and the bottom staves together, showing you that these two staves are working together in the same time. That the time that you are supposed to run is going to be the same. It's not going to be that, okay, this one starts now, and then after he has moved from seconds, another one starts. No. It's not as if treble staff starts now, and then after he has gone some time, bass staff starts. Once there is no sign of silence for any of the staffs to stop and hold for some time, then they are running in the same time agreement, the same time synchronized, the same time accord. That is what the brace is doing. You'll see that bracket, and you will see a line that is after the bracket. That is showing you the brace and bracket, and it holds the top and the bottom staves together, saying this time synchronizes. Number 2, you will see a clef, treble clef, bass clef, treble clef at the top and bass clef at the bottom. Now, these two clefs are doing their jobs. The treble clef determines notes that should be played on the right hand side of your keyboard. For example, the students of piano, the treble clef is determining these notes for you and is setting them in motion. Now, differently is what the bass clef is doing. The bass clef is determining a low pitched note, and the note is supposed to play at the left side of your keyboard. So you are seated on your piano, your right hand notes are displayed at the treble stave, at the treble staff up, then your left hand notes are displayed at your bass stave. You play your keyboard with two hands. Now, so if you are set to play, your eye will be reading the notes on the treble staff, and your right hand will be playing them. Then your eye will as well be reading your note on the bass staff, and your left hand will be playing them. And that is when your both hands come together, they are agreeing and playing the notes together. That's what the treble clef and the bass clef are doing for you. After that, you're going to see a position between the treble clef between the bass clef and some two figures. For example, on the screen now, you'll be seeing 4 4, like 4 on top of the other 4. They are not fractions. They are saying something different. What are they saying? They are telling you about time. It's a sign of time. It tells you about the number of beats to play in each measure. Is like, okay, this your music is measured and you have this number in the first measuring, the second measuring you have same number, in the third measure you have same number, in the fourth measure you have same number, and so it will be from the first to the last that you have the same numbers in each measure or bar. What's a bar or what's a measure? A bar is the number of music notes you have within two bar lines. This is a bar line, this is another bar line. In between their confine, all the notes you have within them is called a bar or called a measure. Okay, let me clarify that more. Let's say 4 4, which you're seeing on the screen. 4 4 is talking about, the upper figure is talking about the number, the quantity. The lower figure is talking about the quality. We're still going to treat time signature in subsequent lessons coming up. But for emphasis now, for mention, and I'm trying to explain it to you, so you know 4 here on the first measure, 4 in the second measure, 4 in the third measure, 4 in the fourth measure, and if you have 16 measures, there must be 4 4 4 4 4 of that type of note on each of them. That is what the time signature is saying. Now before that time signature, there's a position in between them, and so that position is where we always find what we call key signatures. Key signature is the presence or the absence of sharps or flats. It could be either sharps only or flats only, and you will see them being set according to the work they do, which we are going to still study when we come to key signature. But let me mention here that there is a position we could find them, and that position is between the opening clef and the time signature. Anywhere different, anywhere apart from this position is not key signature. It will be called a different name, which we are still going to study later about. So key signature is between the opening clef, treble, opening clef, bass, and then the time signature on the treble staff and the time signature on the bass staff. So away from that, the next thing you're going to be seeing is that you're seeing different music notes. Different music notes will be coming up. And then they'll be being set, either they are being set moving horizontally, or that you're going to see one on top of the other. And all these things you're going to be seeing on the staff. Then there comes what we call a bar line. What does a bar line do? Or how is it to be noticed? A line that strikes through from the fifth line down to the first line is a bar line. And what does it do? It separates the measures of a staff into equal portions. It divides them into equal portions, so that the number you have in this is the number same you're going to have on this, the same number you're going to have on this, from the beginning to the very end. What else are you going to be seeing? You're going to see staff lines. What does staff lines do? Staff lines defines the keys to be played on the piano keyboard or on whatever musical instrument you're playing. If you don't know about staff and you don't know what staff lines are all about or how to name them, then get down to the videos that is in the list that we have released already. We have already dealt with these things in details. Lesson 1 describes the staff. Lesson 2 describes the clefs, treated the treble clef. Then lesson 3 describes the bass clef. Then lesson 4 treated the music alphabet on staves. And then on and on. Pay attention, listen, watch, and take notes so that you are cleared about all these things. It will become easier for you to understand what is happening on your music staff. Then next, we have a bar or a measure. A bar or a measure is the distance between the bar line and the next bar line. That's a measure or a bar. What does it do? It's a broken set within a staff to determine how many notes to be played according to the time signature. A broken set within a staff to determine how many notes to be played according to the time signature. The time signature is what sets the pace, what sets the groove to what should be done on the staff in relation to how you interpret notes, how you run with the notes. Now, the bar is a broken set. This set is finished, another set begins, another set begins after that, and so on from one set to the other set to the other set to the other set until the whole song comes to an end. Then finally, at the ending of the whole song, you'll see a bold double bar line that are used to be two. There's a bar line and there's another one that is bold there. So the one that is next to the last is going not to be as thick, but the last one is going to be very thick. So that shows you that this piece of music has come to an end, or that a section of it has just come to an end. So that's what I'm showing you on the start, which you could see on your screen. Yeah, so if you pay attention to all the details of the display that you're having here now, these things are not rocket science. They are not difficult. They are not very hard to find, since I'm displaying them graphically on this screen so you can be able to see them. So this is what I want to give you for now, and I hope it makes your learning of your music more easier. I hope it makes your understanding of your reading more better. And that's it for now, until I come your way again with another lesson. Keep understanding these things and play over and over and understand them. If you have any question, write it in the comments of any of these things that I have treated which is not very clear to you, and I'll pick on them and respond to your questions in subsequent lessons. So until then, keep reading your music, keep understanding the language that helps to give you an expressive personality as a musician. So until then, bye for now.